I like Los Angeles.
Everything
I
has
got a
its
great
timing,
team.
man. Everything has its timing.
It's
My time is
over
done.
now. Give me my money. My what's the JG It's my money and I need
Well,
it
here
now.
now.
What are you thinking? Yeah. What are you thinking? Yeah. If you wanna know my thoughts, open your ears when I talk. Yeah. What are you thinking? Hey. What are you thinking? Hey. If you wanna know my thoughts, open your ears when I talk. Yeah.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Arnold's Thoughts Podcast. I am your host, Arnold Lewis, man. Checking back in with you guys today. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. I am recording this on Sunday. I got my boy Big Deuce coming on. We finna chop it up. End of the season, just some reflection on things that we learned, things that's been going on. And I hope you guys had a stellar season. Starting to see those stories, like people on their Instagram stories posting that they back home. They back with their families. They back home chilling. They back locked. They back then just getting they well rested and things that they need. At the same time, Big Deuce.
What's up, family?
What's
You
good,
good?
bro? I think I'm on the wrong time. I think we're on different time zones.
It's 6 o'clock in the evening over here.
Oh, it just turned 7 on my end. I didn't even know it.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with all the time zones out here.
It's crazy because we're right there. You're right there in Chile. Like we're actually, I guess, kind of close, but still time zone. I was like, look at Big Dudes. He didn't stood me up. I knew it. I know that's what he gonna do.
Never, man. Big dudes. Be impeccable with your word, bro.
Okay.
I'm here, man. It's long overdue. Long overdue. You know
Yeah,
what
it's
I
been a
mean?
minute, man.
It looks good, man.
It's been a minute, man. I'm good, bro. Just chilling. Off day in the season, man. We got 2 more games left in the season. We playing against the number 2 team on Wednesday. And everything is like the West. Everything matters. So we have to win these 2 last games to like have possibility to being in the second position. So we could finish second. But we're really trying to make
Yeah.
sure we finish top 4 because top 4 get the first round bye. So we definitely trying to get that. So we got 2 big games coming up. And I'm ready for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for it. I know y'all season done.
Hopefully,
Huh?
yeah, man. Hopefully y'all get a championship. I'll see you and your boy Brandon link back up this season, and y'all been talking about linking up for that team in particular. So you know, y'all got a squad. You might well, bring it home, man. Get you one. Get you another one.
Ah, I'm still tight about Osorno. I wanted
I
that.
am too. I am too, to be honest with you. I saw the crowd for the last game. I'm like, that's all because of us. What we did
We
last
got
year.
it cracking over there. We got it popping, man.
Yeah, it's
I'm
all
tight
good though.
about that. That was my first loss in the finals. I still feel that. I think we have to win this year. I feel that, man. I wanted to win for Osorno. We just had everything. The team, the chemistry, the fans was rocking.
We're supposed to win that for real
We
though.
was
I'm
supposed
still
to
mad
win
about
that.
that too. I told my teammates all about that this year too. That was like motivation. Like the reason why I was hooping and stuff was trying to get that get back from last year, bro.
It hurt, man. Like just the way it all panned out, but even just making it to the finals, we know that's a feat in itself. It ain't
Yeah.
easy to make it to any finals. So to be even just to make it, we a lot of teams like, oh, y'all was supposed to do it, but y'all ain't even make it to the finals. We at least made it there. We just fell short in the last game of the season, the last series of the season. But that's how it is. How was your season overall? I know for most of the people, they don't know unless they follow you. Make sure y'all follow Tap Athletics, the best basketball videos on Instagram. Make sure y'all follow Tap Athletics.
Appreciate
So if
it.
y'all don't follow him, so y'all might not know how his season going, but just give a little bit of recap on your season so far and the situation, what you felt like.
Yeah.
You just gave your
Overall, man,
life.
I had another great season. Like as I get later, like in my career, I learned to just appreciate each season. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like me, I'm like nearing the end. I'm not about to retire this season or next season, but I know the end is in
The end
sight.
is
So
near.
yeah. So I'm just appreciating every part of the journey, you know what I'm saying? Like team wise, it's pretty much up and down this whole season. But to be honest, like individual wise, I learned a lot about myself. I grew as a person. And to be honest, I had a lot of fun just hooping. I love to play basketball, bro.
Right.
Basketball is my passion. It's been my passion since really like 6 years old. So to be still doing it, 35 years old now and
Dang.
an OG in the game. Yeah, I like that shit through the lob, through the lob. But
Hey.
I'm a vet in the game. I'm doing, big things on the court. Hopefully I get that MVP. I need that MVP. Chile LNB, what y'all doing?
Yeah, when they
What
gonna
y'all
put that
doing,
out?
man?
When they gonna put that out? I think you
I
definitely
don't know.
have the best chances of winning. Maxwell, I don't really
We've
think
been
so.
going off of, they've been with, like, I get it with the whole team situation, but, at the same time, we be going off of evaluations the whole year.
Your
But,
evaluations is
but
crazy, man.
But long story short, though, man, like I said, I grew as a person. Um, I read an amazing book this season, which you put me on.
Do tell this book
Um,
you speak of, Big Deuce. Do tell.
Psycho Cybernetics. That was a great book to read for the season. Helped me out, and uh, I want to say I had a great time hooping with my teammates. Shout out to my teammates. Shout out to my coaching staff, the physio trainers, everybody part of Los Animas, man. Y'all made it a fun experience, and I appreciate y'all. And Big Deuce is never gonna forget you guys.
There's something about Los Angeles, man. It's just a lot of love over there. It's something
Yes,
about,
sir.
I guess it's because they're like a underdog team. They've always been an underdog team. So they kind of just carry that kind of spirit
I got a
with them.
Lakers hat on, but I always feel like Los Angeles. They give me Clippers vibes. You feel me? Like
Underdogs.
you got Valdivia and Los Angeles, but yeah, definitely underdog vibes.
What is one thing that you wish or if you could have changed one thing, I think I know the answer to this question. But if you could have changed one thing about this season, what would it like? You felt like you could have done more, or maybe you felt like if you changed something, is there anything, or you were content so far of like how it
Me,
all played out?
me individually, personally, or like with the entire team,
I
what we
guess it
could
was
have done.
just you individually, personally, because you can only control yourself, not really all other situations. Like you can't make other people train hard. You feel me, or get extra gym time type situation.
Mm, I don't know, man. I think I did the best I could, man. I interacted with a lot of teammates this year. You know what I'm saying? I invited teammates over for dinner. I watched film with teammates. We went to restaurants together. I'm not saying we were doing that every week and nothing, but definitely was showing love as a leader and doing my best to bring the team together.
Hey,
Yeah.
Brandon just
What
Brandon
up,
just
Brandon?
walked in. Eat
What
it.
up, Brandon?
Well, go ahead. I'm listening.
But yeah, I'll probably just say probably watch more film with my guys more. Like
Man, film don't
bring them all
lie.
together and watch it in like just all groups so we get. But to be honest though, I watched film with a lot of my teammates. It was just like maybe two of us at a time. You know what I'm saying? Where it should have been like 4 or 5 of us. But other than that, man, I ain't gonna lie to
What,
you, man.
boy?
Like, what up,
Deuce,
Brandon?
what up, my boy?
Good.
Oh dang, I forgot. I got the
Put it back on, man. Put it on.
Are you interested in playing overseas basketball one day? I wish someone would have told me 1 year after college I would receive my first pro gig. I wish someone would have told me that having an agent does not guarantee that you will get hired. I wish someone would have told me being cut from a team, because after 10 years in this game, everyone gets cut from a team. Now, after traveling from over 17 different countries and winning up to 7 championships in my pro career, I've put together the 6 most important traits any player needs before starting their career. So go ahead and grab that ebook and get all the information you need today to start your career. Now you can't say no one didn't let you know. So go ahead, grab that ebook and get started so you can become the pro one day. Let's go. My fault. Brandon tried to get in and get on the live. I tried to get it so he could hear you, and it just everything just got messed up. You know how it is.
All good, bro.
I
All
wish
good.
I wish people could just understand the process of someone who's just trying to be great at this social media game. It is so difficult. Oh my God. Just you do one thing and everything just goes to hell. Just like what is going on?
Yep, that's how it is. It's unbelievably difficult. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's unbelievably difficult. The the little mishaps and the obstacles and little distractions that happen when you try to make content is crazy.
It's really wild. It is really crazy because who was that? That was me and you that was talking. I was like, yeah, that was we was having a previous conversation, and I was like, look at Paul George. You would think someone of that caliber who has millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, a team behind them, multiple other like hosts and people who can help him run the whole project. And even he has to take a break. That's just how vicious social media is. Like it's really that vicious. Like I didn't know what I was signing myself up for, sir. Although I'm glad we are on this journey together, as many things. We started down near fatherhood around the same time, college at the same time. Boy, you've been a hell of a friend, boy. We've been on a long road. We're just getting started.
Likewise, my bro. Likewise, I was about to say that was only the first half, bro. Second half about to be 10 times crazier,
First,
bro.
the first quarter, shoot, we got more than half left.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you are in a particular situation, as we've spoken about many, many of times on this platform, about teams being late with your bread, and how this can be it's more than concerning. It's just like a extremely inconvenience because it's holding up the rest of your life. Like, bro, I'm a human being. I got other life. Like, I don't want to spend more time than what I'm already spending. One away from my kids, my family,
About to say that's number one.
and then on top of that, like you would think, I get paid. I do the job. I get paid. I get it. Do a job. I get paid.
Hey,
Why
but
am I
you
not
feel
getting
me?
paid?
Not only did I do my job, I did a great job at it.
Excelled.
And still, it's I don't know, Arnold. It's very difficult to go through, man. I've been talking to everybody. They like, you still in Los Angeles? You still in Valdivia? I'm like, then I have no choice but to tell them the situation because they be asking why, and I'm like, okay, like y'all in my business, but at the same time, I should be gone. Point blank, period. My services are up with this team. I held my end of the
You
bargain.
held your
Now
end of the
they
bargain.
they super late with the payment, but like I was telling you earlier, this is a common thing with every hooper in every situation. You know what I mean? No matter what country you go to, what continent you go to, what league you go to, you're gonna have teams that pay late, and it's
They late with
very
mine right now.
uh huh.
They're late with my check right now.
It happens to every overseas basketball player. I have not met not one overseas basketball player say, "Oh yeah, on the first of the month they had my money. They gave it straight to me." No, I've heard horror stories. I've heard the opposite of how people had to scratch and claw and call up everybody and say, "Hey, do you have my money?" Like I had people, so many owners lie directly to my face. Yes, I will have your money tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Mañana.
No, I'm sorry. I meant the other tomorrow. Tomorrow. Okay, all right. I come tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. I'm making excuses. Please. And then, so I'm in the same situation. I'm just trying to keep my cool, stay professional. And like I said, gave a shout out to you for putting me on Psycho Cybernetics. They say when you have a crisis, turn it into a shining moment. Turn it into a moment of opportunity. So I miss my family like crazy. It's time for me to go home. I want to be with the fam. That's priority number one. And that's making me very anxious. But what I've been doing instead is using that energy to make a lot of TikToks. I've been going live on Instagram. I'm sorry, TikTok. Been posting more on YouTube. Just staying more focused, making a lot more content. Also at the same time, been lifting weights, staying in shape, just trying to stay, active because when you sink and not do anything, that's bad for the mental. So
Right.
I've been being super productive. It's been tough because I'm like, bruh, I'm ready to go home. I like Valdivia. I like Los Angeles.
Everything
I
has
got a
its
great
timing,
experience.
man. Everything has its timing.
It's
My time is
over
done.
now. Give me my money. My girl to JG Webb. It's my money and I
Well,
need it
here
now.
now.
Bro, that was the person that wrote that commercial. That was an
They were the
overseas basketball player.
overseas basketball player.
It's my money and I need it now. Oh man,
Oh my
overseas
god,
basketball is not easy, ladies and gentlemen. It's not easy. Far
man,
from it.
that is hilarious,
Yeah.
man. It's like you be in the
Yeah.
situation so many times, and you just have no choice but to laugh at it, bro. Because it's like, how are you? This still happening all the time? Hey, but you're not the only one right now. Like even I say like I'm late, but they mañana tomorrow we're supposed to be getting. That's what they say. I'll update you on that. But then you got to think about old boy from Valdivia. They were out of the
Yeah.
playoffs almost 2 weeks before y'all. Y'all played an entire playoff series, and he's still there. He's still there. And I told
To be
him,
honest, man, you gotta love basketball. For all the young kids watching this, that's going to watch this, you gotta love basketball because if your heart's not in it, it's gonna be very difficult to play basketball overseas. I'm not, you know, not saying it's a nightmare or anything like that. I get a lot of joy out of playing, and I just finished up year 11, so
mm,
11 years overseas, that's a long time.
oh,
So
yeah, it
obviously,
is.
it's not all bad, and you do see amazing parts of the world. And like I said, I had a blast this year. But you got to be tough. You got to work on your mental toughness. And you got to be, you know, you got to learn. It's more than basketball. You got to learn to work on your communication skills, which Arnold Lewis will tell you I need to work on. Uh, you gotta work on like how you can communicate. You're not in the hood no more. You're not in your environment no more. So you gotta learn how to communicate properly.
Yeah.
You might have to learn a different language. So you gotta be willing to adapt. And it's more than basketball. You could be hooping, doing good, situation like mine, money late. You could be doing bad, situation like oh boy, money late. It don't matter.
It don't
You gotta
matter.
learn that. You gotta learn how to critically think.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Critically think that is, and speaking of that, it is a perfect improv time for y'all to check out my book because it's talking about everything that Deuce is talking about right now. Communication skills. You got to love the game. You got to have the mentality. You got to have all this stuff that just helps you understand that. Because if you don't understand that, one, you're not even gonna last long in this career. at all. You won't even have a career for real. For like, because if one, the biggest thing is like the communication and learning a different language. Like that gets me far as I don't know what being able to communicate in your language. So whenever you have an issue, I'm like, no, 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 no. Si quiere, me voy a hablar contigo en español. No habla conmigo así. Don't talk to me like that. I know what you're saying, my boy. Shoot, I did my contracts in Spanish, talking to them in Spanish, negotiating. You got to, because if not, boy, they'll try to just walk all over you. But I was talking to Brandon, and he was like, we were just looking at some guys that made it to the league and then they playing overseas. And he was just like, oh, just because, guys who made it to the league, they set. And I was like, not necessarily, because there was a lot of guys who who made it to the league, and they be right there, like at least like Chile or lower leagues and stuff like that. Just because you went to a Big Ten SEC school, you might have even got drafted. You could still find yourself in the Division II level or lower level, or even in like Chile is a decent league. You can find yourself in Chile. You're not always just going to make it directly to top league, Brazil or Euro League or Euro Cup. Everybody feels like, since just because if I go to Florida or something, my goal or everything for me is set. I'm going to get paid $100,000 contract every year. I'm gonna be living it up. I'm good. And I'm like, it is not like that.
Yeah.
The guy that they had on Sorno, Daniels, I don't know if you got to play against him. He was like
Yeah,
the he was like the 35th draft pick in the first round.
I seen it. I seen it.
And you getting cut by Osorno for the second time?
I'm not gonna lie. The playing field levels out once you get to about, I'd say 25
years old.
It's like, yeah.
Okay.
What I mean by that is like, growing up, bro, I'll never forget. I tried out for Atlanta Celtics, and
AAU
that's
team.
how I knew. Yeah, AAU team in Atlanta, and that's the best of the best at AAU team. You got Team Georgia.
Yeah, they were good.
You got Georgia Stars, and you got the Atlanta Celtics. They're like the top three. So, tried out for Atlanta Celtics, and that's where I learned.
There's levels.
That's really where I learned there's levels.
There's levels
To basketball. Real talk. Because I came in there confident that I was gonna make the team. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Had a couple years of middle school, hooping in the hood. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be straight. No.
There's levels, boy.
There's boys are athletes. They're a little bit hungrier than you too. They're a little bit scrappier. And I'm like, wow.
But that's a good word.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more scrappier.
Yeah. And then so I didn't make that team, obviously. Then I tried out for Team Georgia. Then I learned again. There's levels.
There's levels.
To everything. But then as the course of my playing career turned out from, I'll say from like, I started hooping when I was 6, but organized when I was 8. But from like 12 to about 24, I say there were just certain players I couldn't do nothing with because I just wasn't physically one of those ones. You
right.
know what I'm saying? Jump out the gym, just physically strong. I just wasn't. I had to mature and grow up. But from 12 to 24, it's like, okay, you got some players you just can't do nothing with. Once you get 25 and older, it's like, okay, all right, I learned the tricks of the trade. I know how to play against you. And to be honest, you're
not that good. You're not that good. You're not really that good.
You got away with, just natural talent. No disrespect to you. You know what I'm saying? But your fire burned out at some point, because that's what I see for a lot of NBA players that make it overseas. Like, they still good, they don't want it as bad.
Right.
And they probably got some stories they can tell, about being scarred from the NBA. Because I did hear Jeff Teague talk about he got screwed over by the Hawks. I didn't even know that story. That's crazy. But long story short, man, I don't be seeing the fire in most of their eyes. But even when I do, man, when we play against each other, I don't be really thoroughly impressed. There's never been an NBA player play overseas, and I was like, wow. And it was like, Like they probably did good. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't like I said, from the ages of 12 to 24. I seen some people where I was like, I can't compete with that, bro.
Right.
Like there's no way. But after 25, like, yeah, yeah.
Like you
Um,
said, you learn the tricks of the trade. You start realizing
like,
like a lot of
yeah,
people they have you could have such a good role in college, and then when you try to transfer that over to overseas, because you had such a good role and you were expecting things to be, I wouldn't say easy, but flow naturally. It don't be like that. I think I seen on one clip like Stanley Robinson. He was what, fourth round pick, playing Euro Cup or whatever right now, and he's averaging 2 points a game, 1.8 points a game. Like he glad he's still in on that level, but a lot of guys that don't pan out that way because you realize this is janky. Like this is janky. This ain't
it's more than basketball, bro.
man. It is janky because once you get like Savannah State, the facilities, the organization, that was top notch, and that was just Savannah State compared to these organizations overseas that I be having and being with. Savannah State got a better organization than this team that I'm on. This is considerably one of the best teams in the league. Like, don't get me wrong, we got some great facilities and we got some great, like, it's some great stuff here. But Savannah State's still knocking it out the park, and that's a right now D2 school. You know, now imagine somebody coming from Florida, we just won a national championship or something like that, and they're going to Los Angeles.
I was just about to say too. I've seen like not even just like former NBA players, but players that just gone to big schools like SEC school, ACC schools. They don't do well because they be so like pampered and spoiled
Exactly, that's
with
my
all
point.
the facilities, like you said. And to be honest, I was gonna cut you off, but I was like, bro, you can't even compare facilities in the states to
No,
any
that's
facility.
true.
Like
Only
there's
China,
been
only
so
like
many.
China and stuff like that. Over there,
I was
they
just about to
yeah,
say more so in Asia.
yeah,
Like I was impressed. I was just thinking like the first country I thought of was Turkey, and you could kind of say that's like Middle East, almost Asia, but Turkey was like modern, and of course Australia. That's like I don't know
yeah.
combination of
Okay, yeah.
UK,
Australia
but
was decent.
pretty much everywhere else, nothing's been modern or ever compete on the level of an American facility.
Man, that's a great point. So it is tough
Yeah.
to come from that type of accessibility. That's the word I'm looking for. Just a, I'm gonna go to the trainer today. He gonna have the stem, the ice. He gonna put me through the little workouts to get. You don't get that. You don't get that. They try to drug you up and give you. They don't know what to do. Anything hurt, they just put a little bit of lotion on you, give you a little rub down. You good. Hey, all they gotta do is put a little lotion on the ashy spot or where it hurt. Is it hurt? It hurt here. It's a little ashy here. Let me just rub it a little bit. That's about as good as it gets. That's about as good as it gets, bruh.
I just remember, bro, like the training staff we had at Savannah State. Shout out to Savannah State because we had some good trainers. I remember Ken and all the other trainers we had,
Right.
and they had a really good like rehab and like
Yeah.
just they had plans and they knew. I don't know. They just seemed like they knew more. I don't know. Maybe because I'm biased a little bit,
I
but
think we're biased.
like you said, bro, yeah, we biased
For
because
sure.
these people are they know what they're doing out here too. But it's just like you said, it don't
It's the
seem like
sense of urgency to get something
yeah,
done that's just not
yeah,
relevant. I guess I could just say in South America, because that's where I've spent majority of my career. It's just the sense of urgency to get something done. And we've been scarred by a
yeah,
big-headed,
yeah. You
four-eyed,
right about that.
intelligent black man named Horace Broadnax, who installed in us the sense of urgency. And
Yeah,
that just
Darby.
that realization and acceptance of that realization just makes you move at a different what's the rhythm than everybody else.
Facts, bro. Broad next. I don't even want to go off on a tangent on, but all I'm gonna just say is he unlocked parts of my brain that
Facts.
I didn't know was like I was capable of thinking like that, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's important. That's why it's so important to have. That's one thing I'm so glad about when I went there. It is just like I think what we're doing, and I don't want to say like, oh, if it's a white man or whatever, but to have a smart, successful, intelligent black man give me guidance at that age. Yeah, I have my father, but my father came from the island. He had his own path, but to get it from a person from a different perspective, he went to Georgetown. He played at the highest level. He played with Hall of Famers. He was a All American. You know what I mean? He was a lawyer, graduated from Florida State. Like, so he's accomplished a lot in America. As a black man, for me,
And he was a lawyer.
that's what I'm saying. He was a lawyer. He graduated from Florida State with his lawyer degree. Like, I think for me, it was a different way of seeing a black man in America because I'm only looking at my people coming from the islands. My dad, my people, we the first. My dad, they were the first generation here. We were the first kids growing up here. So we ain't really know too much about it. I don't really know nothing except for what I see in my little town or whatever, and just his intelligence. How
Yeah,
important that was, and how that shaped us into today. So I'm so grateful we got to go to Savannah State, man. And shout out to Horace
for sure.
Broadnax. We'll always shout out Horace Broadnax.
Shout out to Broadnex. Every episode, every podcast, we talk about Broadnex, man. Love you, Broadnex. Real talk.
Shout out to Horace Broadnax. Every day, all
Yeah,
the time. You will always get love and respect on this podcast, this show, always.
facts. Big facts.
I know it's a little late, but we ain't been able to get on here and chop it up. The gorilla theme. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. What do you think about the gorillas? Can a
first of
hundred
all,
men?
first of all, first of all, I want to give a shout out to my brother Boo Man, all right? Because
Oh
2 years
man.
ago, I want to say one of the Planet of the Apes movie came out, right?
Okay.
And I remember in college, it's not funny, but
All right, we're gonna try this one more time.
Arnold,
We're gonna try this one more time. If it don't, then man, it's over with. Dang it, you ain't finna stress me out tonight. You ain't finna stress me out, man.
all
Damn.
right, man. You ready, bro?
I'm ready.
Okay. 2 years ago, I was arguing with my teammate, just saw the Planet of the Apes movie, and I was telling him chimps are nothing to play with, right?
Chimps.
And yeah,
Oh hell
chimpanzees.
no.
And people don't know what chimps are. That's a Caesar. That type of breed of monkey. They're 6 times stronger than a human, and they're psychotic. That's the biggest thing. They've been known to just, I hate to say it so frankly, but dismember people and leave them alive just because they consciously knowing they like to do that.
How the freak
So
is a monkey like that? Why was you? Why did?
exactly, a lot of people, and the crazy thing about it is, a lot of people think chimps are cute. They are killers.
They're vicious
Certified,
animals.
bro. By far, out of monkeys, they are the most vicious and violent, bro. They crazy. And like I said, I've done a lot of research on chimpanzees. So we were just joking. And I said, okay, then, if you can't escape, you know what I'm saying, and you got to fight one or the other, would you fight a gorilla or would you fight a
I
chimpanzee?
remember this question. I remember this
And
question.
I said, I will fight the gorilla. And everybody, what? But then I presented the facts of the chimpanzee. And then some of my teammates were still thinking I'm crazy. But someone was like, yeah, chimpanzees are kind of crazy, bro. You know what I mean? But long story short, I get back on the 100 men versus gorilla. I think the 100 men would win.
We got to put handicaps on it. I think everybody's just like disregarding something.
I'm about to
A
say you gotta
hundred
have some.
men it will beat a gorilla strictly on the fact that it doesn't have enough stamina.
That's the only thing.
That's
That's the
it.
only. That's why. and that's what I said. I would take the gorilla versus chimpanzee, but let's stick on the 100 man versus gorilla. Yeah,
It's just about the stamina. So
yeah, bro.
if there was no stamina, like on 2K, and you take the fatigue off.
Oh, unlimited stamina. Oh my, unlimited stamina gorilla. I'm taking that damn gorilla, boy. That boy gorilla
You
going
feel
crazy,
me?
bro.
Knocking this. Knocking me.
Bro, I can just imagine an unfatigued gorilla, no fatigue off gorilla. Oh my
Fatigue
god.
off. 100% stamina the whole fight. The whole
Hey,
fight.
I'm a big fan of Marvel. I just remember I'm a big fan of Marvel, and all I can think of a fatigue off gorilla is gonna be like I remember the scene in Avengers Infinity War. They was in Wakanda fighting, and they were getting their butts kicked. But you know who came through? That boy Thor came through. I'm not even the biggest fan of Thor, but the way he came in and saved the day, well, he didn't save everybody, but you know, he came in and
He
leveled the
came in
playing
wreaking
field,
havoc.
bro. Just, that's a fatigue off gorilla. Just, ah, dang.
I think this whole subject, I believe every single person learned more about gorillas just from this subject. Because I made sure and went and did some research on some gorillas, and I just had to analyze, like, dang, like how strong a gorilla actually is.
They say
My,
8 to 10 times stronger than a human, bro.
so if he just catch you with a Mike
But
Tyson,
like I said though, if okay, we talk about fatigue off gorilla though, but if you let me choose the fighters, the men gonna win that thing.
how
I'm
many of
choosing
the
that.
men out of the 100? Of course, if you got 100, like let's say 100
They need to
people
have a
in the
they need to
army,
have 100 men draft, bro.
100 men draft to take on for the fate of the world. We got to get 100 men to defeat this gorilla. What 100 men are you choosing? I'm faking an injury. I'm out. I ain't no use to nobody. I'm not fighting no gorilla. If you had to say, if you were drafted as one of the men to save the world, and your job was to defeat this gorilla, what's that one gorilla in the movie? He got like he's a smart gorilla. I think that was in the
King
Superman.
Kong,
What's his name?
King Kong,
Nah,
King
it's not
Kong.
King Kong. It was like a smart gorilla in like the Justice League series. He was like, I don't know. I'm going off. It's anime. I don't know.
Brainiac.
Is that the name of him? He was smart. He was stupid smart, but he was a gorilla.
I don't remember. I don't remember. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm not fighting a gorilla. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm not doing
I'm
that
sick
either, bro.
that day. I got an injury that day. I'm not fighting a gorilla. It's over with for me. It's over with.
Hey, but people I put in the draft, I can't name 100 or I don't know, even 20. But I'm thinking, you know, even if they're little fictional characters, give me Stone Cold Steve Austin. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Give me
Mark,
give me
what's the dude
Tyson,
name?
give me Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury?
Well, hey, once you got that gorilla tied, you need somebody to throw some like I don't know, bro. Don't sleep on Tyson Fury, bro. He be knocking them out. He does the unbelievable, bro.
Tyson Fury? I don't know. I would rather take Deontay Wilder than Tyson Fury to fight a gorilla. For sure.
He's part of the 100, not just one person. But
what's the
you need a whole army.
what's the strong dude from who be in wrestling, bro? Mark something. Like Mark, what's his name? He's like the
Mark Henry.
Mark
Mark Henry.
Henry. Give me Mark
Yeah.
Henry. Mark Henry, Ronnie Coleman in his prime,
I need a whole bunch of like linebackers. You know what I'm
Ray
saying?
Lewis,
Ronnie Coleman. We need him. We need some bodybuilders.
for sure.
Uh,
The Big Show.
yeah, the Big Show, the Undertaker.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
We got a chance.
all the who?
I said we got a chance.
Yeah, let's say, bro. Definitely, but yeah, 100 men can win. And then I seen a scientist. She said the 100 men would win if they was all dedicated. But I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, them KOs and them knockouts would be cinematic.
Have you seen that first
Oh.
one? And you see Mark Henry get knocked out, get his head knocked off, you gonna be like, dog.
I was standing
Oh,
chance.
man. If I see Mark Henry get knocked out, it is over with for me. Because I'm done. I'm not doing it. Anyways, man, look, so they put out a stat, you probably seen it too. There's like, this is the lowest amount of kids or athletes that went for the draft, the NBA draft, in 10 years. This is the lowest amount. I think last year was like 400. This year is like 106 declared for the draft. And it's mainly because of NIL. So is college the new pros? What is your thoughts
Yeah, I ain't
process
gonna
on
lie.
that?
I'm happy for the players. Definitely happy for the players. But I don't know, man. They got to get it under control because, you know, it's good for the players. They're getting paid. They're getting an education. Why not? You know what I'm saying? One only thing I don't agree with is the transfer portal. I'm all for the NIL, but I don't like the transfer portal because, as you see, man, it's changing conferences. It's I don't know, man.
It's
like
weird
pay
to
play.
me. It's so weird.
It's weird, bro. It's weird, and I get it. The players are being smart, but bro, go chase your dream, man. College ain't. I feel like everybody's different. For some players, college is the end goal. You know what I mean? Some
I would say
players,
now it makes sense why college is an end goal. Like it makes so much more sense now. Like I can see now why so much kids would rather go to college because okay, you will go to college to get a better opportunity to go to the pros. Better school you go to, the better opportunity you got to make more money when you leave school. For the average athlete.
To be honest, the student athletes got a chance to really like change the way basketball can go. Because for a long time, like for a super long time, the best, I won't say the best prospects, but the highest prospects, highest drafted prospects are like 18, 19, 18, 17, 20 years old, always young.
Mm-hmm.
But if these players choose to say, oh, well, I'm getting an education, I'm playing high level basketball, and I'm getting $300K a year, and like I'm the man here as well. You not like, oh, I'm on a rookie contract. I'm trying to compete with so and so, and I don't know if my job's secure. Like, if you know college basketball and you can dominate college basketball, that could be a sweet 4 years.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Maybe extend it out to 5.
Exactly. So just say, like my teammate was talking to me this year, and he was saying, "You think Cooper Flag going back?" I'm like, "No way he's going back." And he was like, "Yeah, there's a lot of reports and people saying he will." And my teammate was saying he should. He'll get a bigger bag. I'm like, "What?
Yeah.
Go back to school to get an NIL money when you go to NBA and live out your dreams and get." And this is Cooper Flag we talking about. And he's saying go back to school. I'm like, "Yeah, we living in a different age. Like this is a different era, different time." It's just crazy, bro. And it seems like I don't know, like it don't seem like people giving these students financial advice either. You know what I'm saying?
That's always been like that. I mean,
it's good they getting millions, but you gotta know what you're doing with the money. And I mean, if you love the game and you do want to play at the highest level will always be the NBA.
Right.
So going back, you risk getting injured. You can really, it's not guaranteed either. So these next 5 years of student athletes, they're gonna determine how it's gonna go. And I say that to say the NBA might start drafting players at a later age because kids are going back to NIL.
Right.
Just the lowest.
I get what you're saying now.
That might be a trend. Say if it's a draft, it's only 60 people in a draft because the best players are still in college making big money.
Right.
It's crazy.
Ride out the NIL money for as long as possible because it's going to be guaranteed for you in college. Instead of going and trying to fight for a rookie contract and going to the G League, might not get nothing. and you was top 10 in college and getting paid that money, you get to the league, you on a rookie contract, you might get drafted, let's say you get drafted 25th or something, not lottery, mid-major, still first round, fairly decent player, you know what I mean? The bag that you get in NIL in college is going to be way more than what you're going to be able to get in the league if you get the chance. And even if you get it, it'd be crazy because you can get the chance, and still don't get the chance. You get cut,
I ain't
go
gonna
sent
lie.
home, or just be done after a year, 2 years, and that's it. That you be like, dang, I could have stayed 2 years in college more and got like another 8 million.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of now that you talk about it out loud. I'm kind of all for the players going back to school, but they all gotta start a trend and do it. It can't just be one trailblazer. It's gotta be. I mean, one gotta set the tone, obviously, but like say like okay, the top pick AJ DeBancia, who I think what I'm saying in my opinion, Cooper Flag could have came out of high school. AJ can come out of high school as well. As of right now, not saying they're gonna be a multi-time All-Star, or NBA champion, or Hall of Fame. I'm just saying they're good enough now. Long story short, AJ DeBanthia, uh, he seemed like he, just live life to his own rhythm. You feel me?
Right.
Long story short, because a lot of people were surprised he signed with not
BYU.
signed with BYU. Like you going to BYU?
What?
Okay,
Second
he's
question.
different.
How much he
He's
get?
different. Exactly. I think he got the most. I think he got like a million, 2 million. I don't know.
I heard it.
Most
Maybe I'm seeing something different. I thought it was like 4.
might be. I don't know. But I think he got the biggest deal. And that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of trends starting right now. Because say he get 4 million this year, right?
Right.
It's only gonna go up from here.
Right.
It's not gonna plateau and go down or just stay the same. It's gonna go up. So say he has a great season at BYU, and he might be like, you know what? NBA is gonna always be there and come back and sets a new trend. College basketball is cool now.
College
Everybody,
basketball guarantee you a check.
as I get older, you just realize young people gonna follow the way. It's just always gonna be like that. So if he goes back and then the next year another top prospect does the same thing AJ DeBancia might do, you never know. They might start drafting players at 22, 21. And to me, that's how it still should have been because it's always disrespectful to me that juniors and seniors in college basketball get overlooked just because they a little older.
Yeah. They want the new young thing. I want that young new thing that you can't. It is good to get them while they're young and you can develop. Well, I can't say that word. Develop them or whatever. But you just cannot pass over experience. Like the reason we are able to stick around for 10 years is because we just got an abundance of an experience. And it's a reason why you're in the MVP conversation because that's years of experience. You could have went and got a young dude from Florida, you feel me, and probably gave him some more bread, but he wouldn't have gave you that type of productivity that you got. Why? Because you can't substitute the experience.
Yeah.
You feel me? I understand or whatever, but you just can't pass up the experience, and that's much needed. At least for pro aspect, you got to grow up a little bit. Now, some guys like the Jason Tatum's and the Kyries, who were just God gift from the jump, go get them M's.
Yeah.
You see, go get them M's. It kind of raises questions for the most part though. Like, do you start training your kids now to be college players? And starting your life, like you ain't gotta make it all the way to the league. You could just go make it to the college, get you a good 4 years. Even if you like, just say you an average player, and you be like, look, you can go to college, get you an NIL deal for $100K a year. That's actually on the low end. You can make you $500,000 in college.
Yeah.
100, half a M in college to start your life. That's how you start your life. That's how you set somebody up to start their life, man. I'm gonna give
Best thing
you.
about it is
Uh huh.
you get paid out. I was saying the best thing about it is you get paid And like I said, the main thing about going to school is education, and you can still get your education. It's a
Right.
win-win. And we both did 5 years against Savannah State, and we still say it to this day. I don't know if it's changed for you, but it hasn't changed for me. College are the best years of your life.
Man, man.
Arnold,
Every year was
you
amazing.
had rims on the Grand Cherokee. You tinted the windows on the Grand Cherokee. You put a sound system that you can hear 10 blocks away in the Grand Cherokee just because you got 10 bands.
Yeah.
Imagine if you got 300K. Imagine if you get 200K. We were balling. Polos down. Polo down to the socks.
That's why, you know what? One thing, it has to be like, just, it has to be an emphasis. You gotta teach us money management. Because if I did all that with
That's what I said
10,000,
too. They have to. They have to.
it's
They
imperative,
have to.
bro. It's
It's imperative. I
imperative.
said that to my teammate. I didn't mean to cut you off. But I said, bro, because he was talking about some kid who just switched teams for the third time. Like I said, I don't like the transfer portal. I'm cool with the NILs, but the transfer portal, bro, like Kevin Garnett, I don't even get. I'm getting too much. But long story short, he was he was saying like he getting all this money, but I'm like, bro, he don't know how to manage the money.
The man.
Like it's a shame. Like the NCAA still messed up.
Yeah.
Okay, you say how? Because okay, like Deuce, they let them get money. Yes, but I don't really hear about them. Like you said, mandatory health wealth management classes or wealth management courses or wealth management mentors. I don't hear about the student athletes having that. So that's pretty dangerous, bro. So
Yeah, because I couldn't imagine at that time in my life us having 100 a year. Rashad, we
bro,
was
you know
wilding off of 10 bands in a semester. 10.
I hate to say it, we would have been arrested.
I got arrested. I got arrested. Do you not remember? Do you not
I
remember?
know
I
that,
got arrested.
but I'm just saying, me and you both got arrested. If we both would have made 100K or more, we would have got arrested though.
Man, college is a great time, man. We ain't gonna talk. We ain't gonna go too much longer, man. I appreciate you hopping on. You know what I'm saying? Just chopping it up, going through your season. Hope these dudes give you your bread soon so you can just go on to the next. Cause there's always a next. You gotta move on. It was the last thing. The last thing I'm gonna bring up. I seen it on Playing Overseas Basketball page. I'm gonna give them a shout out to Playing Overseas Basketball. Check them out. They're pretty dope. And one of the quotes that he says is, "They forget that we're human." That was it. They forget that we're human.
Facts, bro.
It
Facts.
goes such a long way just to understand, like, yes, you're playing this game, it's fun, and you want to, be the pro and all this, but sometimes you feel like you're just treated like a piece of meat.
Yeah.
No diddy. But do you really
Yeah.
just feel like
No
like
kidding.
like we're talking about your payment and getting your money and you trying to get to your kids and your family? Like, bro, that's just a human aspect. I'm just trying to get back to my life. You feel me? I didn't come over here to not get paid and not have a means. So this is a sacrifice for me as well. I'm not raising my son. Like I'm not seeing my son. I'm raising him through a phone, but I'm only doing that for a greater purpose. So I'm doing the sacrifice now for a greater purpose for my son. But you feel like that don't matter. Like how do you see that don't matter? Like, how does that not matter? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we human. We trying to make a way for ourselves too. Not everybody out here to just they hear the name of an overseas basketball player, and the perception of what it really is don't add up. It's not like that. Oh, you're an overseas basketball player. Yeah, instantly, you must got a lot of money. You must be rich. You must be paid. It's
Yeah.
not like that.
Man, like I said earlier, bro, just gotta be tough, man. Gotta be tough because you're right. We are human, and we do have our days, man. But man, I just I just think other people going through the same situation, and they are. You feel me?
100%.
Not, not to say what's happening is right because it's unprofessional. I'm not happy, and I'm pissed off.
I bet.
But at the same time, I can cuss them out every single day, and I can tell them how mad I am. But and either they gonna bring me my bread or not. You know what I'm saying? And most people be like, "Oh, I would have been." I've done that. I've done that in the past, and it didn't work, and it actually made things worse
Words.
because that's they took it personal, and then they got ugly with the words. You know what I mean? So I'm a vet in the game. It helps to be a vet, and you know what I'm saying. I just gotta stay patient, stay poised, stay relaxed, stay on stand on business as well. I definitely hit them up every single day. Where's my money? I need my money. I'm ready. I'm ready to leave. I let them know my frustrations, but also I gotta just can control what I can control, man.
Man,
You know what
that
I'm saying?
you.
They know they doing bad business. They know I'm let the next player know. So it's not beneficial on their end. Like right now, I'm on the podcast talking about it, and there's no bad blood behind it and nothing like that. But it's just like, hey man, we human. I'm trying to get back to the fam. I'm trying to enjoy my summertime.
Nah,
I done
dudes, you
I
want
done
to stay
gave
right
y'all
here in Los
everything.
Angeles. You want to stay right here in Los Angeles in a little small cabana without your kids and no money and it's cold and all these other things. This is where you want to be. We know that. That's why we're holding your money from you. And we're going to make you just write us every day. Like it don't matter.
That's why you gotta. That's why you gotta read books, kids. Because if you just go walking around every single day just mad cussing people out, you're not gonna make it. You're gonna quit. But if you read a book, you'll learn how to be mentally strong. Okay, kids? So read books. Don't lose your love for the game of basketball. That's what I want to say. Let your love for the game of basketball trump everything. Let it motivate you. Use it as a tool.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that from He Got Game. One of my favorite scenes. Jesus Shuttlesworth's mother was reading out a letter she had wrote to young teenage Jesus Shuttlesworth. He was at a basketball camp. He was reading it, and she was like at the end, and remember, use basketball as a tool. Spike Lee, that is genius. Thank you for writing that, bro.
All right.
I didn't have no big brothers or no disrespect to my father, but my father wasn't in my life. So hearing words like that from basketball movies, Spike Lee,
Mm-hmm.
great time. Great time. Yeah.
All right, dudes, man. Appreciate you, bro. We're going to chop it up.
Yes, sir, my boy. Good podcast. Appreciate you having me on the show, man.
Always. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we chopped it up. We're going to get back to it.
Man.
All right, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to step up my communication skills. You lit a fire underneath me, man. Pause. I'm going to start communicating better, man. That's my goal for 2025.
All right. Y'all heard it first. Big news.
Yeah.
All right, bro. All right, man. Appreciate everybody that's tuned in. If y'all want to start off with a book, make sure y'all pick up my book, 6 Months to Have Traits to Become an Overseas Basketball Player. And y'all have a good one. That's all I got for this episode. I'm out of here. Hey, guys. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you listen to your podcast. I greatly appreciate it.